On the last StuG episode, Beau was just finishing off the road wheels. Now he's taken them as far as he can for the time being, so while we're waiting for the bearings to arrive, he's decided to take on another part of the build, the gun mount. Hi, I'm Kurt from Armour, and welcome to Workshop Wednesday.
The gun mount for the StuG III G, like the rest of the vehicle, is in a dreadful state. It's almost as if the internal explosion caused the gun to forcefully jar to one side, tearing apart half of the piece and squashing the rest of it. Despite its condition, it's been able to provide Beau with invaluable measurements, enabling him to recreate the various parts in CAD so that our steel supplier can provide everything pre-cut perfectly. Beau has used this method for a few other pieces, like some of the sections of the floor.
We can use pieces of it, but it's warped, and a lot of the welds are completely split and the plate's flattened, and it's just too much work to get the plate flat again and try and use it, because by the time you flatten the plate again, you're going to be stretching it, throwing your measurements out, and you could spend months just trying to salvage that piece. What we've got here is just everything that I've drawn up for the StuG III so far. The most recent drawing I've done is all of the components for the gun mount. So the top turntable and the actual gun mount itself, and then the lower gun support that mounts to the hull. So the StuG IV that we have, I got a lot of measurements for this top half of the gun cradle. The gun cradle we've got out there, half of it's missing and it's all twisted and been blown up and squashed. This bottom half piece that I've got cut here, I'm going to put all the gussets on that. We might put the block in it. That's the block that actually allows the gun to traverse. So this piece here, once all together, it'll sit on top of this piece and it will rotate on top of that.
After a few weeks, we receive the steel from our supplier and Beau gets started on the part of the mount that has the trunnion bearers.
So I've got this piece here with all of the lines where the flat bars have got to go. I may as well just start there, adding all of these pieces and build it up. They're all everyone in different length. That one must go there, but is it the same as that one? Yep. That one goes there. See, it goes right past.
Yeah.
We couldn't use that original one. It looks like you can, but when you inspect it properly, the whole thing is twisted and it's probably 25 mil out from side to side, so there's no way it would ever rotate. It just foul on everything. So these ones obviously sit on here, but with the outer ones you can have it sitting on the edge or corner to corner or inside. You can see where it's broken away that it's sitting on top, and this is flush. So that's flush with the outside of this plate. So this goes on top and flush. So that's how that's going to work. I'm going to lay this over.
When Beau tack welds these bits of flat bar, it will pull inwards, which is why he lays it over slightly.
Good. Lucky 7. Yeah, that's how I drew it, so it's a tap-in fit.
Wow. It was definitely worth Beau spending the time to draw these pieces up. To cut each one of these by hand would have taken forever. And if we ever build any more StuGs, we'll have these drawings for the next gun mount.
So this is how the gun traverses. So that's its pivot point. Perfect.
Beau moves on to this curved piece that holds in the pivot point. How are you going to fold that?
With extreme amount of skill. Metal 350.
We don't have a way to roll steel this thick in the workshop, so Beau carefully makes his way along with the hand press, little by little, until it fits snugly along the curved edge of the pivot point.
The smaller the increments you go, the better of a curve you're going to have. The bigger gaps you leave, the more press lines you'll see. Doesn't take much, eh? You press it, you're pressing it so many times, really lightly, so close together that if you go too much, you'll have a massive radius by the end of it. So you just need tiny little bits.
Oh man, pretty close.
Yeah.
That'd be about it, wouldn't it?
It's close. You just need a little bit more there, and then maybe a little bit less in the center. But
By the time you weld it in.
oh, it's fine how it is. Yeah.
Now to press the ends flush with the corners.
Oh,
I think I bent it too much there. Yeah. Straight. It's almost not perfect. Man, I feel like I go way too much again.
Glenn just whipped up the other piece of the pivot point out of some material we had lying around, as Beau got some more measurements and angles from our StuG IV's gun mount in the museum. The trunnion bearers are set at an angle outwards and then pressed inwards about halfway to come back up vertical.
Probably going to be pretty close too.
not bad.
Yeah. Wow. it is. Alright. Nice gun mantlet.
It is a nice gun mantlet.
Spot on. So this will lay like that. Yep. So check that. And then we are back. Yeah. So we'll get these angles right and these vertical to each other, and then we can put the inside one on and then wrap the flat bar around it basically. Alright. It's going to be 40 mil inside.
To keep the two halves of the trunnion bearers the correct distance apart, Beau is putting in a spacer.
Oh.
Beau spent the next morning pressing and prepping this strengthening piece that joins the two trunnion bearers. Once again, the original was just too badly damaged to be worth using. There's a circular cutout section which, when at full depression, allowed the lower parts of the gun assembly to clear. Let's see how Beau goes at a freehand circle.
Mil, we close to 62, and then over here.
We considered bending one piece of flat bar to wrap around the outside of the mounts, but that would have been extremely fiddly and time consuming. Instead, Beau is going to cut it into segments and then weld everything in piece by piece. By the time it's all welded in and ground back, it will be a seamless result. Before we progress any further, Beau decides to temporarily weld in this long spacer to keep the two arms the correct distance apart while he works. This will be removed later.
Doing what they do, Curtis.
What are you doing?
I'm making it too complicated. Already tell that we're out by a long way.
There is still a fair way to go on this piece. So many small details that Beau is going to have to replicate, but I'm sure you'll agree that it will all be worth it in the end. It can be hard to catch Glenn on camera sometimes, but his immaculate turning work is all throughout this series. This is a beautiful example of his skill, the pivot for the gun, entirely handmade on the lathe. This part fixes to the base plate, which Beau will be working on next time. That's all we have time for today. Join us next Wednesday for your weekly tank restoration fix. So until then, I'm Kurt from Armour, and I'll see you on the next one.